Real-time crime center is a relatively new concept in law enforcement. The idea being we take all of the technological resources available to us as a law enforcement agency. We put them in a room with highly trained analysts that have the ability to utilize that technology to its fullest potential, and then be able to push the information from that technology out to our patrol units as they're responding to crimes in progress and calls for service throughout our service area, to be able to help them respond more efficiently, safely, to arrive on scene faster, allows us to potentially clear calls before they arrive on scene so that they can reroute to another priority call. It's all about saving time, maximizing our resources, and keeping both our officers and the citizens safe.
So in this position, I particularly like being able to dig deeper and find more information. Knowing what our partners need on patrol and in dispatch, in this chair we get to stop. We can hit the brakes while they're still running and look for that information to help them before they get there.
I've been fortunate to have, our staff with a lot of experience, a lot of motivation and investment in the project to really kind of set forth how the voyage is going to be. And then, we've been lucky with bringing in staff that we already have within the analyst corps, with our supervisor who has, that experience and drive to make it happen. And we were able to, hire an IT manager from the county who's dedicated here, and the whole recipe, in addition to a project manager to keep tabs day to day on all the moving parts, all those things are what make it successful, because if we take any of those people out, I think we're nowhere near where we should be.
The Real-Time Crime Center uses a number of different technologies to carry out our mission. At the core of that technology is going to be our license plate reader network that has the ability to capture license plates of cars that pass by the cameras that are strategically placed throughout the county. We have a video camera network that we can access. That includes a combination of both public cameras owned by government entities. We also have a third-party video integration program that we call Spokane Sentinel that allows us to connect directly to live video streams in private businesses that choose to participate. We cannot just tap into any camera. These are businesses who have gone out of their way to make their streams and video available to us to access. We have a number of investigative databases that are common throughout any law enforcement agency, but our operators that are utilizing those databases are able to layer the technology such that they're taking the information from our cameras, our license plate readers, our computer-aided dispatch system, and are able to utilize those databases to access information in a way that provides an entire picture of the scenario that's unfolding, as opposed to just pieces from one or two systems.
To be able to watch what's going on at any given moment and take a call that might be happening in the city, but recognizing that that's a vehicle that was used in some property crimes in Spokane Valley, and then using our technology to track those vehicles and connect them to property crimes happening in the West Plains. To be able to do that in real time is proving to be a huge asset for not just the Sheriff's Office, but for our region and our citizens as a whole. It's very cool.
Some of the new technology that we are utilizing in the Real-Time Crime Center includes portable assets that can be deployed in various locations throughout the county. For instance, we just finished building two new vehicles that we can deploy in areas of high crime. We call them COWs, Camera on Wheels. They are old retired patrol cars that can no longer be used by deputies, but still have some life in them, that we have outfitted with a number of cameras on top of them. But the thing that I get most excited about is having our operators in the seats actually able to utilize that technology to provide the information to our deputies, which they have very much needed over the years. And I'm very excited to see that all come together in the development of our Real-Time Crime Center.
What can we put on the officer's computer when we're not staffing here? What can we give to the dispatchers on an intelligence database? And we've found those technologies that bring all those layers together. I just had a supervisor the other day say, usually I've got my head in the computer, and then all of a sudden I go to run a plate or give some information, and the Real-Time Crime Centers give me that information. I get to pull my head up and look at what I should be looking at. We've exonerated people who were suspects in crimes. Under the community caretaking function, we've been able to help reunite people with their loved ones who are lost. Our officers have decision intelligence. So through adding all these layers together, it creates the most accurate picture in the shortest amount of time, because time is a very important factor of all this, is real time, right? What they would normally have several days later, they've got right in front of them.
Transparency is at the core of everything that we do. Nothing that we do in the Real-Time Crime Center is secret. We're not using any sensitive investigative techniques that are questionable. Everything is open to the public. We have policies that protect citizens' rights as it relates to video that we're capturing, information that we're capturing, how it's disseminated, and how it gets out to our officers. That's of paramount concern to us.
We have really strict privacy policies in place, obviously, to protect our children. But in an emergency situation, we're working with our school partners to be able to access those cameras so that we ultimately will be the first responder on scene so that we can relay that information.
I've seen our teams using cameras in order to try to locate where, we had some missing kids going down the road. But what it also does for us is it helps us save time in the fact that they can check areas that don't need to be checked by our deputies on the ground. They can say, hey, this area is all clear. Let's all check over here to this side.
If we can direct a deputy to an area of importance and away from something that has less relevance, we're improving response times. We are getting to the scenes of the important incidents faster.
It seems like it's this mysterious voodoo type of operation, but really it's quite simple. It's kind of an overwatch using all the tools that we have and have had for a long time and putting them all together all at once so that we can get the best picture right up front. Our analysts, our operators here are there to support our people in the field, 100%. And they'll drop anything they're doing to support people in the field. Once even our deputies trust that what they're doing and how and why, we'll be talking about this in the future, and it'll be about how they're always wondering why we're not on 24/7.